Hey little friends, welcome back to the channel. You already know where you're at, what it is, what it will be. I'm your girl Zen, you're Zen in the void. So let's just jump right into this reading, guys. I've already brought the Holy Spirit into the space, okay? And the Hermit card is showing at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like I'm speaking to someone here who feels the need to kind of just go within, whether you're around people or not. You feel the need to just go within and remain having this very firm, clear connection with yourself, okay? Somebody could be working on healing as well from something. I'm trying to be careful, guys, that I don't drop any cards on the side of this deck because it's hard to get them. If you guys hear something, it's the fan. Oh goodness, please don't fall. All right, so we have the Devil card coming out. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who definitely just has some sort of situation where they were bound into something. You could have been bound in something that you would deem dark, a little depressing. I just literally received depressing. You could have been in a state of depression or just experiencing the aftermath of trauma, PTSD, that kind of thing, okay? And I feel like you're acknowledging that you were going through that or feeling that, which is a big deal because that's the first step in healing. A lot of people don't like to admit that. Behind that, I think at the bottom of the deck, once again, I'm seeing that there's this Nine of Cups. So I feel like you know what type of wins are on the other side of you emotionally having yourself in check or together or something like that. Yeah, I feel like this has been the case for a lot of people. The last reading, I think it was the water side reading, was talking a bit about this. The Libras were cleaning it up. The Scorpios were cleaning it up. The Earth signs were doing really well after doing this. And I just feel like there's this emotional renewal that's kind of in store for a lot of people who wish to accept it and take it. But I feel like it's coming from the divine. I feel like it's coming from the Most High, and not just the Most High. For each individual, there's different angels and deities and ancestors and beings that follow you around daily, looking after you, willing to protect you, trying to nudge you in the right direction of your soul's desire, your soul's path. So whatever that looks like for you, I feel like you're being granted some emotional healing and renewal. I love that. We got two cards that came out in the reverse. I feel like you were the kind of person that could have been super sacrificing. You could be the friend who's always trying to I don't know, how can I put it? I just heard store boy or errand boy. So I feel like you're the kind of person where somebody will ask you to do some shit just because you're a rider and they know you'll do it. But these are the kind of people that will maybe talk shit about you later. Oh my gosh, if I tell his ass to do this or if I tell her ass to do that, she's gonna go do it. It's people may throw shots at you behind your back about it. They might not be as loyal as you may think, and you think that this is a sacrifice that you're making that's getting you this deep connected relationship with some other people. But I think you realize that was a little bit wishful thinking. I'm hearing something else. I'm receiving something else. I'm just trying to get it out. I don't know why I'm seeing Andre 3000's face in my head, but he may have something to do with it. Damn. Help me, Holy Spirit. I don't know, I feel like it's that line in Sorry Miss Jackson where he says you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. Maybe that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But I feel like in regards to the song, it's not about what the song was about. It's more so just that general quote, and it being about maybe the fact that you plan to have a certain relationship with a group of people, or you plan to have a certain outcome in a situation. And I feel like it has led you to nowhere except giving too much of yourself, sacrificing yourself for people who don't even appreciate it, because you're the kind of person where you'll sacrifice easily for somebody, and that's a really beautiful trait to have. But it could turn into a catch-22 when you're giving that gift to some people or individuals who don't deserve it. It'll do the opposite for you. If you're that way to people who deserve it, you'll be rewarded, blessed, beyond measure, you know. But if you do it for people who don't deserve it, you'll get the opposite. You'll just depreciate yourself and just kind of send yourself into the ground, and you kind of grow to be a person who just is like really bitter internally, and you may not grow to understand like how that affects you and your relationships, but it causes you to be bitter with the people who maybe deserve more of you or something like that. Yeah, so I feel like some of you guys are just trying to unstuck yourself. I heard unfuck yourself. So somebody could be trying to unfuck themselves, okay? You guys could have had some type of weird relationship with another person where maybe they were holding on to you, and maybe you thought it was very you maybe thought it was a loving thing and this like deep bond kind of gesture, like, oh, we have this deep bond. But I think maybe you also realized that that person, not only was that not the case, but I think these people were also like trying to manipulate you or your energy in a way that you didn't even realize. And that kind of realization can really piss a person off, and I could get why somebody would want to stay to themselves kind of after that, heal up, you know, because going into a new phase of life, which is next for you, it requires you to kind of not have a chip on your shoulder. So I feel like you could be getting that chip off your shoulder. Some of you guys could be dancing or going out to dance. She has this big snake and she's like moving the portal and the eye, and I never really looked that deeply at this card, I don't think, but somebody is like having this Kundalini awakening where it's sending them into like this almost like, and I'm not even sure who this is for. It could be for the earth signs. I was feeling kind of earth energy when I started because I was looking at the green curtains and my green shirt and my green toiletry bag, right? And somebody just wants to unfuck themselves, right? I feel like they have somebody here has a lot of passion for what they want to go towards in the future. It's like hot and cold, but like when I say cold, I mean blue is the warmest color. Like somebody's emotions are at a peak about something, perhaps, and it could be a mixture of being angry at, you know, bad things that have happened, and a mixture of, you know, good feelings. And I feel like somebody here just doesn't want to feel that dissonance of like, happy things are happening to me, but I can't enjoy it because I'm pissed at what had happened to me, right? That's what I'm getting. So some of you guys needed that maybe as a confirmation. If you needed that, child, you're doing exactly what you need to do. Okay, you're chasing down your healing and your new life with everything in you. You're so passionate, and you're being like recognized for that in the spiritual realm, in the unseen, you know. Wow. Somebody was trying to take from you some type of loving relationship or like loving interaction. I feel like there was something you were involved in that you could have loved very much, or you could love very much. Something or someone or a place that just makes you feel seen, understood, connected, reciprocal, kind of like just the balance you were always seeking in your life. And this could be a relationship, but it also could be anything. But somebody was trying to really take that from you with the Seven of Swords here. They were kind of trying almost anything in their power to keep you away from this. But I want to, because literally that just flipped out in the reverse. So I feel like maybe you making these choices for yourself is like the thing that was needed to keep this energy at bay and like keep this kind of shit away from you. I feel like it has a lot to do with work. I feel like somebody didn't want to see you maybe grow and evolve and make a lot of money and success with someone if it wasn't that person. Those kind of people are the worst, because you cannot own people. You cannot force people to go down a path you want them to go down, okay? That gets you a lot of bad points with the universe. It gets you a lot of dogma and a lot of karma, and it's just ugly, and it's not worth it, because you're basically taking away someone's free will and trying to, you know, manipulate and force something that is not the case, especially when someone really doesn't want what you're trying to force on them. So yeah, that's interesting. Anything else about this person or the situation? Yeah, I feel like you've had a vision for a long time, something you wanted to go and do on your own, something you're very passionate about. And you've had this vision for, like I said, a very long time. And it's the kind of thing where it causes, you know, that you going down this path is going to be you taking a lot of like unknown risks and unknown challenges with the Fool card. Okay, you know it's going to be a fool's journey. You're going to go at it on your own and really charge forward, on faith and believing in yourself. So that's a fire path, and it could be a Queen of Wands on your path. If you're a woman, you could be this Queen of Wands. If not, you could be, coming in connection with a very like powerful, sexy, large and in charge leader, hot girl. Okay, a boss of a hot girl. not no youngin, somebody who, and when I say that, I just mean like as far as like wisdom goes. I'm feeling like wise, like grown and sexy energy from this. No matter how old a person is, it's just like you can meet somebody who's literally 18 and they have this fucking boss energy, and you just can't help but to notice. I remember a few years ago, I had a friend I was hanging around, Jada, shout out to you, happy belated birthday if you see this. But I met a girl around her, and she was so young, but she was like so driven, and she would like go to the gym, and she was like a bodybuilder. And I'm not into bodybuilding, or like I'm not a woman who like wants muscles or any like bulgy muscles or anything like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't want that for myself personally, but I did have a lot of respect for her like being such a boss. So you can have this energy in any way, but that's the kind of person that you found yourself connecting with. And I feel like almost like they could be even lighting your fire. And not just that, there's a lot of wealth and legacy aligned with where you want to go in life, and connected even to this person. Somebody knows that and they are not feeling that, but it's not about what they're feeling, I guess. With this Prince of Cups, I feel like you may be new at expressing this kind of like desire, okay, but like here you are. I feel like you're just fed up with the old stuff. So even though what you're doing is like new and kind of maybe scary to you, I feel like you're still gonna go through with it just because you're tired. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who went through that thing, and I love when people go through this thing, but it's when you become annoyed with yourself. You're just like, I'm over myself. I'm over my own shit, right? Best feeling ever, because that's what gets us out of depression. That's what gets us in our bag. That's what gets us the healing that we've needed to break those generational curses and to move forward in our life and shit like that. So congratulations to you. Okay. Yeah, I feel like the last messages are as follows. Okay. You're gonna not only have like a whole bunch of money, you're gonna be like completely emotionally fulfilled in all ways. Like I feel like every day you're just gonna want to cry, because you're gonna feel a bliss that you just didn't expect to feel or something. But it's gonna take you to do some work for sure. You're gonna have to exercise your new desires, like in the physical. You can't just sit around and think about them and kind of, if you were in a space recently where you were like stuck in your head because you were depressed, you got to get out of that. It's time to do things in the physical. So if you know, I want to get outside more, try to get outside more, take more walks. If you're trying to meditate more, put your phone down a little bit more. Lay in stillness, lay in quiet, observe your thoughts as they come up, like listen to the world around you, see in all the little ways the universe is always trying to communicate with us. You're going to have to do physical things that are going to allow you to be grounded in the reality that you seek. I'm going to say that again. You're going to have to do actual physical things that are going to ground you into the reality that you are going into. So when you enter this portal, you just can't come like I'm seeing I'm seeing like a visual, right, where somebody comes to this party, right, and they're a little late to the party, so everybody has a buzz, everybody's a little lit, and they put a party hat on this person. They're like, yes, turn up, get a shot, and the person's just like, I don't wanna, I'm scared. And it's like, what the fuck did you come to the party for? The least you can do is put the hat on, take the shot. Even if you sit your ass back down on the couch, you better be attentive. You better not be on that phone the whole night. You better be laughing. You better be, just enjoying the festivities. Otherwise, you're just kind of like a bump on the log, and you're sticking out like a sore thumb, and you're just kind of like taking away from the party vibes, right? And obviously, the party of life doesn't always feel like a straight up party, okay? But I'm saying, like, if you're gonna come into this space, be ready to like act like you have a reason to be there, I guess. Okay, so that's what I have for. Oh yeah, there's one more card. You may still have some heartbreak inside of you, some bitterness about some things. And I feel like you're gonna be triggered in moments, and it's gonna catch you off guard. You're gonna be like, damn, I thought I got over that, or damn, like, I'm not trying to deal with this and that. But I feel like just slow down, be present, because sometimes we can misinterpret, or just like sometimes a situation is trying to encourage us to grow and evolve and change, and to like face our fears, and what I'm really getting is like address our triggers. So when you get triggered, just be ready to address your triggers. Like, don't think that you just get to like like you're just gonna be perfect at this right off the bat. You're gonna have to pay attention to your emotions, and you're new at this, I feel, so you're gonna have some practice with this. What is, I was just about to say, what is the Three of Swords, but we have the Five of Pentacles. I feel like you just may feel like this huge loss, okay, for some reason. I feel like maybe you just feel like you invested a lot into something and it just went nowhere. What is this Five of Pentacles? And I know that kind of thing can be like really like a drag, but it's only a drag if you let it. I'll just say that, right? Yeah, I feel like the last person you were dealing with was definitely on the other end of like what you're going towards now, and that was like somebody young, sexy, and exciting, but maybe they didn't have like I don't know, they didn't have any drive, they didn't have any purpose or direction in their life. I just heard young and dumb. I don't know, my you know, my guys say anything, child. But yeah, young and dumb, or just like aimless. I heard pea brain. I heard all kinds of crazy things. But I just feel like somebody here was just kind of worried about more so being sexy and high. They could even be like a, what's the word they use? They could have even been like an escort. Somebody who, you know, spends their time like entertaining other, like people for money. Usually in a sensual way. Usually in a money for in exchange of body kind of way. And I just, maybe that wasn't something you were really into. I feel like that didn't really fit into your life. I feel like you were constantly having to battle a person's lifestyle with, you know, what y'all were doing maybe. And I don't know, y'all. It looks just to me like this person was always going to keep you as an option because they were always maybe seeking out the next best thing or the next come up. And if you didn't have it, then you were not at the top of the list. And while that may be smart in some decision making, if you're not a person with a purpose and like a direction to go in life, and you have like value, like real value as a person, like real skills, like that just kind of makes you an opportunist, a gold digger, you know, whatever you want to call it. It just makes you a user, and it kind of just makes you like a little clout gremlin for real, because you don't want to get it yourself. At that point, you want other people to just give it to you. And those are the kind of people usually grow up and like become really bitter because they didn't, you know, actually spend their time trying to grow as a person. Yeah, I feel like you got so much happiness in front of you. I think you're just not even trying to maybe look backwards. I feel like the happy thoughts and the happy emotions are going to be taking over you, I think, a little bit more than anything else. I'm not saying you won't think about the sadness or the loss or whatever that you're the perceived loss, but like you definitely are going to have a whole lot of bliss and happiness and clarity, not just happiness, but like emotional clarity, mental clarity. Like you're going to see the situation clearly for what it is, and it's just going to start making a lot more sense to you, I guess, things that were hidden. So with that being said, I'm just going to leave it right there because that feels like a whole message. It feels like, you know, it feels full. So I hope this helped you guys. I'm probably going to end up marking this a earth sign reading. So if you're a Virgo or an earth sign, you could really relate to this because this could really specifically be for you, especially if you're interacting with the channel. Or you could just be a collective member and you could just be in a really grounded earth-like energy right now. So yeah, make sure you guys do the things, okay? Like for free, subscribe for free, comment for free, all that good free stuff, okay, that we do when we grateful. But yeah, law of exchange, babies. So if this helped you or entertained you in any way, make sure that you exchange, or I am not picking up on your energy and you are delusional. Bye bye now. Later. Peace.